flex. The live is more than the 6. If the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah, buddy. Super middleweight. Super middleweight, baby. Let's bleed, shall we? Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And I know. I've been reading everything. Get it out. Get it out. What you want me to do? It happened. Canelo, you got out of golf. You know what that means? Play golf. You got out of golf. Let's do this roll call. Rod Neal, Jalen Hudson, Ratchet since 91, my brother. Salute Steve O'Slate, Adrian Vance, Robert Singleton, Shalan, Universal Truth, Black Martial Arts Society, the CDB, what up? Brian Dial, salute. JC, my brother. I've been peeping those stories, bro. Yes, absolutely. Steve O, in that super chat, much love. He says, salute to the mighty LDBC and congratulations to the new 3-division champion, Terrence Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford. A clean fighter. Determined fighter. Best all-around fighter in this generation. Don't take my word for it. You know what you do? Since y'all don't like listening to us, go ask Alexander Usyk. Oh my God! Wait a minute. Whoa! Don't! Just go ask him. Don't listen to us. Go ask him. Okay? Do that. Del Riv, Trey, what up? Light Eyes. Isaiah GQ. Come on in, like the video, share the video. We are our own algorithm, and Miguel is out of his mind right now. Oh, wait a minute. Jay Bean in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He says, no black fighter rule. Salute to us black American boxing. Salute to you, good brother. Ern Jordan, salute. Let's get to it. Is that my brother Kirk Johnson in the building? Salute, brother.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Salute to you, good brother. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yes. We just getting started. Great night of boxing. And wow. Okay. Let me throw it to Stormy first. Good afternoon, Stormy B, man. Salute to the sensei. How are you?
What's good, man? I'm here.
Yes, sir.
On the aftermath of what I had forecast as being a moment of revelation, a moment of exposure, a moment of securing the rightful position of a fighter that exemplifies when God is for you, it's more than the world against you.
Yep.
And some people may not really know what that means, and I don't care to try to educate them at this time. What I do care to do, and it's just like when I spoke to the masses in my post-fight show last night, I said, you know what? It's time to embrace when proper representation happens. See, we've been pre-conditioned not be accepting of our rightfulness. We've allowed other people to dictate and to tell us what's best for us. we don't know what's best for us ourselves until we get a chance to look in the mirror. And remember, a mirror was once, as I've talked about this in the past, referred to as a vanity. A vanity reflects. However, if you look up what the word vanity means, and I've said, right, words are powerful.
Right.
All of this comes together. Now, it may seem like I went off track, but I didn't. We're looking at a man now who was rightfully said in front of the world was a villain. A villain.
Yeah.
But the last I checked, where he comes from, how he's represented, what he's accrued and accomplished in his career, that's quite heroic. Something to look forward to, something to look up to, something to aspire toward for others who may come along through this trek and journey in that profession. The guy who was the favorite guy, the guy who was the one that was ethnically represented and celebrated, is the true villain. He's a cheater. He's one that avoids. He's one that has picked and enjoyed the rightfulness of privilege and have had favor. So that's the American way too, isn't it? Ironic. But the true American was the villain. Go figure. Go figure. So when I say I'll celebrate that, because that's one of my people. I'm no longer going to be a part of that steps on my own. Whether I do it intentionally or ignorantly, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be a part of that. And if anyone else doesn't want to buy into that, they can move away from me, because I'm going to tell you something. We did not get here by ourselves, and we will not be able to make it without one another. And if you can't be on board with that togetherness, I don't need you on my team. It's that simple. Because this is more than just boxing. I talk about life and boxing and the marriage of the two, and boxing and life. And every day is a battle, especially if you happen to be representing the melanated kind. Those are my opening thoughts.
Powerful stuff, man. So for those of you that are just pulling up, I'm gonna unless y'all been living on the moon, the rock stars are coming through. We got Kirk Johnson, we got Steve USS Cunningham, and Fast Eddie Chambers.
Oh, see?
Yes, salute.
What up?
Man, but before I go to my brother Kirk, Steve, that was a good job you did. That was a good job you did the other week with that weirdo following that lady.
Oh yeah, the Target situation.
Yeah, that was insane, man. That was insane.
Dude was crazy. I was about to two-piece him, but I was just like, let's get the video cameras out, and I mean, to let it was a young girl, man, with a baby, and it's like nobody was helping. You know what I mean? Like it was other men around, so I'm always on that. You need help type stuff, because. I know those types, the kind that's mad that a white dude shot another white dude. They mad at black people.
Right.
I know those types always mess with black women and children.
Right.
So I stepped to him like, yo, bro. I asked her, did she know him? She said no, and I protected her. You know what I mean? That's what everybody's supposed to do. I'm old school.
That's what we supposed to do. And
I'm old school like that, bro.
Put yourself at risk, but it was for a noble cause. So I appreciate that. If y'all didn't see it, go follow Steve on TikTok. It's on the TikTok and it's on his Instagram, man. I was like, man, that was a brilliant job, man. So
I appreciate that, man. I tell you, man, shout out to the Most High, because I really wasn't even going to go to Target. That I was trying not to. I was supposed to go,
Right.
But I was all day. I was like, I'm not. All right, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go now. Then it was like, you know what? Let me just get up and go. And then I finally went. And as soon as I get out the car, I see that situation. So, shout out to the Most High, man. Perfect timing.
That was meant to happen, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank
All
you.
right.
So we're gonna get to the fight, and salute to my brother Trick Nolte, always in the building making stuff happen. Salute to you, moving and shaking. So I'm gonna go around the panel. Let's talk about last night. Let's talk about last night. I'm gonna start with my brother Kirk Johnson. What did you think was gonna happen? What did happen, and your thoughts on that?
First of all, what's up, everybody that's on the panel? You know, nice seeing you guys.
Yes, sir.
Nice meeting
Same.
anybody new. But so my situation is different because I was into thinking that Canelo got a little bit better after fighting Mayweather. You know, he went on the cheer of winning a few fights, and a lot of people started saying because he fought Mayweather, he learned from that fight. You understand?
Right.
So, with that being said, I was saying to myself, when he fights Crawford, he's gonna be a little more suited for it just because he experienced defensive king like Mayweather. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Crawford did it his way, even though he got very good defense. And Mayweather did what he did. Crawford did it his own way. Matter of fact, Crawford stayed in the pocket with him every now and then and went toe-to-toe every now and then. And you know what? Crawford even stung him a couple of times. So Crawford surprised me. I figured Crawford was going to win, but I did not think he was going to win just like this, like almost a sweep. So that's my take on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To me, well, I'll give my thoughts after. Bud shocked a lot of people. He shocked a lot of people. Let's go to our brother Fast Eddie Chambers, man. Salute, Eddie, man. Welcome back, man. Your thoughts?
Yeah. What's going on, fellas? Man, he really thoroughly impressed me. I mean, I always knew he was a really good, really high level dude, probably one of the best there is right now. But the way he systematically, and I don't say took apart because the fight was still, you know, within, I don't say within grasp, but it was still, it wasn't so bad, you know what I mean? It wasn't super dominant, at least early, to the point where you would thought he couldn't get back in the fight with a punt, you know, with a good round or two. But he just gradually over the course of the fight he just changed the game a couple different times. Like he was pretty much standing on the outside. It was kind of tactical early to where it wasn't, you know, it was almost like you couldn't tell too much of the difference of who was getting the better work in. I thought he was throwing more punches and a little more offensively. But once the fight went, and then Canelo had a real good fifth round, and then he came back in the sixth round and stepped to him and just started giving him combinations and stuff. I'm like, damn, yo, who the 68-pounder? Like, I was like, damn. And he actually at times pushed him back a few times, and I'm like, yo, this is a little unexpected. My thing for the fight was, I was thinking about Charlo. Now we all know that Bud ain't no Charlo, but I was thinking, then, you know, Charlo was a bigger guy, came from 54. You know what I mean? And he just couldn't deal with the power and, you know, the physicality of Canelo. And I was thinking that hoping that Bud can deal with that, and if he can, then it's going to be a boxing match. And I was thinking, honestly, I didn't think he was going to be able to deal with it the way he did. So I was thinking Canelo. But then, as the fight wore on, and I was like, nah, this dude can, you know, box me. And it just didn't look like he was phased that much by that, you know, Canelo bravado and all that. And then even the hard shots he was landing too, it just didn't seem like it affected him. It seemed like he was at the weight he was meant to be at. And I was like, damn, I just would have never expected that. I would have figured that he would have had to move a lot more, do a lot more, you know, turning him. And there was times he was giving combinations on the inside, taking some, throwing some back. I'm like, damn, yeah, this dude is special. And then the fact that he can switch stances at any point, and even though he stays southpaw the entire fight, I just was like, man, this is a special guy. You gotta give it to him. So I was happy. I was begging, God. I was like, please don't rob him. Please don't rob him.
Yeah,
Because we start listening to the scorecards, and it's like the 116, 112. It's like, I can see that. Then I heard the 115, 113. I was like, all right, cool. They ain't gonna rob. Because at first, if that shit would have been a split, if you would have heard like Canelo's name or Bud's name, it would have been, you already know what it's gonna be. So I'm just glad they didn't rob him, and he actually did it. And yeah, he's one of the top guys. You know what I mean? You gotta give it to him.
Oh, with no question, man. No question.
Eddie, I got a question I want to ask you off of something that you said there that has surprised you a lot. What was your surprise based on? Because if you're looking at the fighter being just a two-dimensional situation where he boxed in these weight classes, this is what he accomplished. Canelo boxed in these weight classes, this is what he accomplished. What was so mind-blowing about the difference of how he was able to perform? And then the second part of the question is, do you ever, when you're watching fighters, because you're a fighter yourself, consider intangibles?
Oh yeah, and that's what I seen overtake is the intangible parts of the Bud's game. The skills and all that obviously are super important, but it's also, like you said, the intangible things, and also his mind. Because don't think for a second that he didn't feel those punches. He absolutely felt them. The difference was he wasn't going to cower away or give way. Now that did not surprise me. My surprise was in how well he took the punches, how well he was taking even the clean shots, and the fact that after the clean shots he came back with his own. That's what surprised me. It wasn't that he could box or he could win the fight or he was skilled enough to win the fight. I already said that. That was well documented. It was in the face of the pressure and the punches on the arms, the punches on the hips, that kind of the roughhouse tactics, all of those things from a guy who's 2 to 3 pounds heavier than him at his best weight. You know what I mean? At least that's what we thought initially. That's what surprised me. It wasn't so much that he was capable of winning, because we all know he's pound for pound, he's capable of beating him. And pound for pound, he's probably rated higher than him. But because he went up 2 to 3 weight classes, that was then the question. And that was my only reason for questioning any of it. Because if they were on even playing fields as well as I thought they weren't necessarily on even playing fields because he's coming up to his weight, I would have been definitely favoring Bud, no question. But the fact that he went up 2 to 3 weight classes and controlled the fight the way he did is what impressed me. It wasn't that he could; it was that he did it at a weight that he had never been before. So, yeah, that was what it was.
He's been working with bigger men his entire career boxing.
I give it to you. I tell you just like this. So have I. Have I, and it worked for me for a bit. But I've seen guys who've been sparring guys who were bigger and all that, and get into a fight with a smaller guy and struggle. So, or get into a fight with a guy their size and struggle. You know what I mean? So to me, it's I don't think I thought the size would matter more. I thought that Canelo, and then Canelo also is the fact he's slick. He throw punches in between, catch people with good shots, and but what bit him in the ass is he wasn't throwing enough he wasn't throwing combinations. He wasn't putting more punches out there, and Bud just took the play away from him. So yeah, that was my
he sure did, and people bought into that. A lot of people did. I didn't, because stylistically I kept saying, I said this fight got signed, and the Mexican fans, at least on my channel, the trolls, they got quiet when this fight was official because they knew. I've been saying it for months. I said, Bud is all wrong for Canelo. All wrong. Let me go to my brother Steve, man. Steve, your assessment on what we saw last night.
I'm gonna start doing my videos again, the USS boxing breakdowns. I'm gonna do
Yes,
one
sir.
tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tonight, but I'm gonna launch it tomorrow
Yeah.
on this specific fight. It was so many gems and so much to take from it. I mean, my assessment on the fight was I originally had it a split decision win for Bud. That's what I've been saying for months.
Mhm.
I didn't think because of fighting in Vegas, that's Canelo's town, I
Yeah.
didn't think they would judge, or I didn't think they would give Crawford so many rounds. You know what I mean? It wasn't outclassing, don't get it twisted. But before the fight, I just was thinking like, man, that's Canelo. That's the basically the golden boy of boxing. They're not gonna let him go out like that. So it's going to be a split. I even bet that at DraftKings.
Oh wow.
I did split
That hurt.
decision win,
That
but
hurt.
I was hurt. But Bud got the win in such classy fashion. They couldn't do that split decision crap. They couldn't. They couldn't do the typical. Oh, he's walking forward. Canelo's moving forward. All these. They couldn't do it. Now to the genius of Crawford and his team. The South. I'm gonna start at fighting Southpaw the whole fight.
Oh,
Ingenious. It was beautiful.
Mm.
I thought that immediately when they called the fight because why? Because Austin Trout
mhm.
and Laura
Laura,
gave
it was
Canelo the
Laura.
business. Southpaws.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They gave Canelo the business. Austin Trout's was was closer. Well, it was what it was. But Laura's was a win.
Yeah.
Laura's would have win. It
Yeah.
should have went to Laura. With
Yeah.
Crawford being able to fight in either stance, going southpaw, I was as soon as I saw that, I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They did their homework. Secondly, the movement. The
Yep.
movement. Canelo's a power puncher. Canelo's not a slick boxer. He's a slick power puncher.
Mm-hmm.
And once you put the legs and feet on a power puncher, it shuts down. They can't land a power shot. They might land a shot, but it won't have that much heat on it. So if you look at
Mhm.
Crawford, those first 4 rounds, he wasn't playing with the moving. That he was on game plan, moving, jab,
Yeah.
combinate, move,
He was.
move. But then you see as the rounds went on, it's like now I'm tiring this dude out. Not tiring him, but I'm getting him less powerful than he was in the beginning. I'm gonna sit there with him and
Frustrating.
trade a little bit. Don't
Mm.
forget, Crawford's a wrestler. He was a wrestler. This
Mm.
weight, everybody kept talking about, oh, the weight. I'm like, man, Crawford walks around at probably 180.
Yep.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
Yep.
know what? I agree.
Dude,
I agree with that. I agree with that. But walk around weight and fight weight is different. You know what I mean? I get the walk around with the Canelo been there for his whole not whole career, but he been there for a good bit of his career now. So it was getting me. The reason that I was thinking weight, I was like, damn, it's just the size, the beating on the arms. Will he be able to
yeah.
sustain that? You know what I'm saying? But you're right. And I knew about the wrestling too. So I was like, oh, this motherfucker might. And then he showed it. He's strong as hell too. He was giving back. So yeah,
You,
you're right.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying about that? His
Yeah.
walk around weight. You know what people didn't factor in? He's
Yeah.
still a gym rat.
Listen,
Facts.
Yeah.
let me chime in. I gotta chime in again. And Eddie, I want you to sign up for my channel and watch my Tuesday tussle, brother, because you need to come into class. You sit in front row, center seat to hear my breakdowns, and I'm gonna show you why.
Yeah,
How long did Terrence Crawford fight at welterweight?
How long did he fight at welterweight?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I know he was a lot of his
5
career
years.
was there.
I help you out.
5 years.
5
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Do you know why he was at welterweight for 5 years?
Yeah.
Because he couldn't make no other weight.
Become
He
undisputed.
couldn't go lower.
The other fighters wouldn't fight him.
Okay.
In there to try to unify the titles. They
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
him
yeah.
that across the street, wrong side of the street foolishness. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And he was still willing to try to make the fights. He even finally broke away from Bob Arum, which
Mhm.
people was been telling him he should do. But to a certain degree, he had some type of sense of loyalty, but he was trying to get these fights made. It wasn't until he got away from Bob that he got a chance to get in there with Porter, whom he really didn't want to fight because that's a friend of his, and friends to him mean something, not like the Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis thing, but it was like he told Sean Porter, hey, don't let these guys get you riled up to try to fight me so they can gauge how you do against me because you fought them. He tried to tell Sean that. And Sean was like, no, I want to fight or whatever. So he does what he does to Sean, and they still didn't want to fight him. Wow. And then finally, Errol, because he wanted that chance for Undisputed himself, he broke away from what his people was telling him. Hey, don't fight him or whatever. We're not making that fight. Al Heyman said nobody's going to touch that fight or whatever. And Errol buckled down, made the fight happen anyway. And we saw what happened there. Mm-hmm. The next thing that was supposed to happen was Charlo. Undisputed welterweight, undisputed super welterweight. Charlo avoided. He'd rather go up 2 weight classes. Now remember the criticism of Bud. He'd rather go up 2 weight classes and take a bag from Canelo than to have a legacy fight against someone where he has his own built-in story for the history books, for their careers. He gave all that up and sacrificed it to Canelo, and was told before he has the first round of the fight against Canelo, they were going to strip 1 title from him. And then after losing the decision, they took all of the rest of the titles from him because he made no effort to come back and defend them at the weight class. So he just totally destroyed everything he had worked hard for. So
but he did it for that. He did it for that bag. That's what he was doing it for.
Yeah. So
it was a painful bag.
Well, let me see if I can go to 154 and fight one of the champs there. He does. He fights a guy that nobody else wanted to fight, Madrimov, acquires the title. Then Fundora, who upset Zoo, he's like, okay, I want to unify with him. Now he's trekking toward, hey, let's do something at 154. They throw Errol back in the mix to say, oh, he's going to fight Fundora. Blocking Bud. You understand? In the meantime, months are going by. Time is lapsing. This man was trying to do things bang, 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 but they were blocking it. And as he's getting older, he's getting what? Heavier. You understand?
Oh yeah.
So by the time he got in there with Canelo,
get that.
By the time he got in there with Canelo, he was really more than likely a middleweight.
Yeah. Still weight class below, but you're right.
Saw this man out. That's why I said earlier, when I said what I said, I can always come back on the merit of my words. When God is for you, it's more than the world against you. They took this man the long route to get to where he was supposed to be anyway. And Charlo got in there with him, he would have been a 3-division, 3-time undisputed champion. And then he still would have had to shoot for Canelo. That would have made him 4. You see how they held the man up? This is what they do out here. But see, if you're not really paying attention, they can blind you with so much. They'll get you to even dislike the guy. They'll get you to dislike your own people.
No. It'll happen. It can happen. It can happen with certain people, but Like, I mean, if you really truly pay attention, you ain't going to dislike your own people based off of that. But it can happen for those who listen to others talk and just follow what they say. I'm not one of those type of people, so I understand where you're coming from.
Media influence is really prevalent over folks, and you got a lot of people who are not independent thinkers anymore.
No, that's a fact.
Go right along.
I mean, nowadays it's like that. I mean, I don't even want to go into the whole
like right now
spiel that I do, but yeah.
Like right now, after I say all that, I'm gonna go to my brother Trick Note. Like right now, the fight's still fresh. Right now, there's people saying that he's ducking David Benavidez. Can you believe that? They're saying that right now.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
They go from one extreme.
He just won.
They're
saying 2 things. They're saying he ran all night versus Canelo, which is an absolute lie.
Good
Absolute.
Lord.
And
He did not run all night.
He
That's
cannot make this stuff up, man. And they only seem to do it with us, black people, black fighters. They only seem to do that shit with us. Last I checked, David Benavidez was Canelo Alvarez's responsibility.
Yeah.
And he stalled him out so bad that he had to go up in weight. He's a light heavyweight, man. Please, these guys gotta stop, man.
Yeah.
They gotta stop, man.
They have
It's
to.
not. Yeah, but it's
It's
not.
horrible.
There's always going to be something that can be said.
Yeah.
You know what I
My
mean?
brother Trick Notes, he in the building, man. Salute, brother.
Yep.
Oh, coming off mute, man. How everybody doing today?
Man,
Good. How you doing?
Right.
I'm doing great. Well, to the gentleman up here, to the Canadian brother up here, Kirk Johnson.
What up? How you doing?
How you doing, man? You know, I know you picked Canelo to win, so you know you smiling.
Well,
right
let me go back. Let me go back to what I said, though. Let me just say the reason why I said it, because a person before me said something similar to why I said what I said. I said at the end of the fight, more than likely, Crawford is gonna, in my eyes or anybody else's eyes, Crawford is gonna win the fight. But if Canelo win 4 rounds and 2 rounds even, or 3 rounds even, and Bud win 6 rounds, I still see them robbing Crawford. That's the way I saw it. And then let me tell you why I got this. I got a scare also on the card. It's a fight, 2 fights before the main event. The referee stopped the fight. You remember?
Yes.
And
yes.
the referee should have never stopped that fight, right?
Yes.
And when he stopped that fight, I said, you know what? All they're doing is laying out the ground so that they can go rob Canelo, and rob Crawford by saying, you know, all night the referee's been doing this here, and now next thing you know, even if Canelo don't knock Crawford down for real, even if it's a slip, they'll call it a knockdown, give him a 2-point round. All kind of politics can get in the game, and I was just basing everything on the politics of the game. But as far as me thinking that Crawford was going to beat him, to me, he would beat him, and to the crowd, he would beat him. But as far as the judges going for him, I just seen too much politics in there. And then also, don't forget, Canelo was getting $150 million, right? And Bud was getting what he said at first. He said what, $10 million and plus some, yeah. So $10 million, right? $10 million versus $150 million, meaning Canelo is the cash cow. So so in order to beat the cash cow, you got to beat him like Crawford did. But I'm be truthful. I felt that Crawford could beat him, but I didn't think he was gonna beat him like that.
I got you.
All right. So
yeah,
real quick too.
I thought it was gonna be just a tiny bit closer, and if it's kind of close, they were gonna do anything to rob him. That's what I felt.
You know what, man? This fight reminds me of the Chavez versus Whitaker fight for the simple fact. Previous to the Chavez and Whitaker main event, main fight or whatever, Azuma Nelson and Jesse James Leha fought to a draw. And there was another fight on that card that fought to a draw. So I'm thinking to myself, right, damn, I just seen a draw. I just seen a controversial stoppage. Now what I'm about to look at. But on the flip side, I just kind of take fights and kind of from the past and kind of throw them in. Me personally, I thought Canelo wanted to quit in the 11th round because Bud hit him with a right jab.
Yeah.
Bud hit him with a right jab, and he turned off to the side. And I'm going to give you another fight. Remember when Burt Cooper fought Holyfield, and Holyfield started putting hands on Burt Cooper? What did he do? He started walking toward the rope.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and then Holyfield started putting hands on him again. So that's I kind of thought about that. I said, man, he want to quit. He was getting hit. Frustrated. Yes, he was getting hit. He was frustrated. Yeah. And then when Bud sat in the pocket with him and started digging up to the body and digging up uppercuts, he was hurting Canelo, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I look at it like this, like, what if it had been a 15-round fight? He'd have stopped him in the 13th.
Oh, it was over.
It was over.
It'd have been over. And I did say if there's a stoppage, I told my audience, I said, Canelo quits in his corner if it's a stoppage.
Like Chavez quit against De La Hoya. De La Hoya quit against Bernard Hopkins. Morales quit against Pacquiao. They quit.
Yep. They quit.
I mean, they quit when they're going to get tough. I remember
what you call it? Aaron Pryor and what's his name? The rematch.
Arguello, he quit.
Arguello.
Alexa Arguello, yeah.
He sat on the floor. He said, "You know what? Ain't nothing I can do with this guy." He just sat there. He said, "Nah, I'm good."
So they're not going for that no more. Yeah.
And I saw that when they banged the gavel and it was 10 seconds left. Bud turned up on his ass.
Yeah.
He put him on the back foot and he wobbled Canelo. Another thing that I want to point out, we was all concerned, myself included. I said, man, can he take the power? Now, when you're fighting a southpaw, what do you got to worry about? That right hand down the pike.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Bud ate that right hand at least 4 times in the whole fight. Nothing.
And then Drew got to the point he started moving to his left to get away from that right hand. He was taking some of the steam off the shot.
Yes.
Nope. Now, I didn't listen to the commentary, but I bet they didn't call it out. I listened to no commentary.
And that's what I wanted to, because I unmuted. I want to go to panel and ask this. Let me go to Steve. Did you hear the corner work in Canelo's when it was translating? Did you hear the corner work at all?
No, I didn't.
Bro, I heard it being translated, and this is what I heard. Dig deep. Go get him. Throw combinations. I was like, what the fuck was that?
The movement, man, like Canelo was not able to do what he normally does because Bud, two things. He wasn't a sitting target, and he was countering very well. I mean, precisely. Do the percentage on Bud's counters, it's going to be in the 80% percentile, possibly. And those counters were sharp. And the sharpness, people think Bud wasn't hitting as hard. When you're dealing with a smaller fighter, there's that sharpness hurts. It's not that it's power, it's just like bang. It's like, oh man, if I get hit with a succession of those, I'm in trouble. And you saw Bud when he started rolling those punches off like 3s and 4s. We saw a little wobble out of Canelo. Come on, man, Bud ain't no joke.
when it reminds me of Cesar Chavez's corner. When you're in a tough fight and you look to your trainer to give you some advice, and all he could tell you is, do it for your family.
Yeah,
it's over.
It's done.
It's over. Yeah. What the fuck? Do it for my family. They're right there and they're crying. Tell me what to do.
Right.
I look like I got the mumps here. What's going on? He's kicking his ass, man. I didn't hear anything from Eddie Reynoso that was productive, and I was listening. I mute the TV because I can't stand listening to Kellerman. He don't know what the fuck he's doing in life. I unmuted. I said I want to hear what the corner's saying. Bo Mack, who by the way is trainer of the year, Bo Mack was giving solid instructions. And I love it because Bud was executing. There was no panic. They weren't screaming. There was nothing.
Right.
Eddie Reynoso was staring at Canelo, looking around. He in round 5, he fumbled the fucking mouthpiece. I mean, it was crazy over there. He fumbled the mouthpiece. It was crazy.
But listen, even in the beginning, it was doomed from the beginning because Canelo hands wasn't even wrapped. That's why they kept going to these commercials and all these things. His hands wasn't even wrapped by the end of the other fight. He wasn't even gloved up. Bud was already warmed up on the mitts.
He sure was. Yep.
Crazy, bro. I was like, man, this thing doomed.
There was something else that spoke to. There's a brother in the comment section. He big brother in life. He says, "Man, if Bud would have had a tune-up, he would have stopped him in the 8th."
Interesting.
This is the funny thing. Bud been out of the ring a long time, and I did see signs of his ring rust because he was trying to counter Canelo's right hand with his left, but he was just missing. He was just a little bit slow. And that was timing. There was timing because I'm like, okay, he needed a fight before that so he could get that down, but he still performed well, and I'm not taking anything away from the performance. But if you know what you're looking at, that was
Hi.
something that was happening during the fight where he was missing that shot, but not by much. He was just missing because what he was trying to do was allow Canelo to throw the shot so he can come right back with it. But it's timing, and that inactivity, that's kind of like what that was.
Right. Let me ask Kirk.
Yes.
What was the longest you've had in between fights, as far as like a period where you ain't like I fought
A year.
A
A
year.
year.
Okay.
Well, before I fought for the championship of the world, when I
Right.
fought Ruiz, I hadn't fought for a whole year.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I was in training camp, relentless. Like, I was go home for a month, back in training camp for 2 or 3 months, go home for a month, back in training camp 2 or 3 months. I was sparring and stuff like that, but I hadn't fought for a whole year.
Right. Now, when you get in the ring, how many times was it like when you see what's about to happen and you know what to do because it's muscle memory and you trained it and it's repetition over and over and you throw the punch and you miss by this much? How does that feel? Like, God damn it.
It was like I had to kind of slow my pace down and not give up on the things I was doing. A few jabs I threw, they weren't hitting the right way.
Right.
Threw right hands I threw, they weren't hitting the right way. And I just had to say, you know what? After about 2 or 3 rounds, I'm gonna get it back together. And that's what I ended up doing.
Right. And that's what I saw with Bud. When he was trying to counter with that left, I saw what he was doing. I said, but it was right there. Eddie, same question.
Yeah.
That happened to you before?
Oh yeah, I was out for but it was when I was about to fight Tomas. I was out for about 16 months, something like that.
Oh,
maybe
shit.
a year for something like that. And coincidentally after that, I was out for a year because I got an injury from it. But yeah, but the crazy thing is, and I think I got my timing back in the gym, and because when I say sparring, with my guy Bashir, he had us. I mean, he had me sparring maybe like I was sparring 12 rounds Monday, 15 Tuesday.
Wow.
Then we come take a break Wednesday, come back 12 Thursday, and then 10 Friday. So we was doing that kind of, and I was sparring with all lighter weight guys, like all guys that was anywhere from like 160 to the cruiserweight. Not even cruiser. I'm sorry. Yeah, close to cruiser. Let's call it that. And they were all high paced guys, so it really helped with my timing in the fight, even though I didn't have that the fight sharpening, if you will, because I had to wait like I said, like 16 to 18 months for a fight. So it was a little, and even then, like I said, my timing was really good, but just getting adjusted was kind of weird. You know what I mean? I can tell you this one story real quick. This is not too long ago either. I was out. Everybody know I play ball like crazy. So I was doing that for 4 years basically and not touching any gloves, even though I would be in the gym sometimes. So I probably didn't spar for 4 years. And then these guys called me. They wanted me to come up to spar with this up and coming guy who was about 6'7", 250.
What?
And I'm saying, I could, and I can never say no to nothing, especially when it comes to sparring. So I was like, all right, 4 years out, I'll be all right. And at this point, I was talking about coming back and doing something to come back a little bit. So I go up there and spar with this dude. I swear to God, I was thinking, like, how in the hell am I going to do this? I haven't done this for so long. I don't even remember what a damn jab is. So I'm like, all right. And this is the crazy part. I'm Orthodox. They wanted me to spar southpaw. So I was like, okay. So, but I'm comfortable sparring southpaw, fighting southpaw. So I went in there and I did it. And I'm going to tell you, the first few punches that were thrown, it all came back to me. But it was still, I was a little off. And I could feel punches were sometimes a little short. Obviously this dude's 6'7", 6'7", 6'8". So the range was a little weird, but I eventually got to it to the point that they were like so impressed. And I'm like saying to myself, bro, I haven't even sparred for 4 years, let alone fought. So yeah, but I mean, I completely understand that little issue, those range issues, those little. That had to happen to me in another fight. So, but I ain't gonna keep going on my shit. But yes, I understand it completely.
Wow. Steve, same question, brother. You ever went through that?
To be honest, nah, because I couldn't afford to be out of the gym. You know what I mean? Like I lived in the gym. I treated it like it was my job every day. So I was sparring like I had camp all the time. That's why I'm almost 50 years old and I'm still in shape. Because I stayed
That's
working.
genetics too, Steve.
Yo,
Don't act like
true.
that ain't genetics, Steve.
That too. Yeah, I
Yo.
feel you, Eddie. But I couldn't afford to be out of the gym, man. So I mean, and when I was signed with Don King for probably like 6 years, probably about 6 years, I was fighting once a year. But I was in the gym, so no, I really haven't experienced that. Really.
Man.
Well, when the year that I was out, that I didn't fight, I was always in the gym. Like that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't
Yeah.
never been out the gym for a year. The longest I probably at that time was ever out the gym was probably 6 or 7 days if I had to do something with my wife or whatever. But
Yeah.
I ain't never been out the gym.
Yeah.
But let me just go to one
Same.
point to us fighters. Now, when it comes to the weight difference, first and foremost, Canelo is not big like Marvin Hagler, those guys, when you look at them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And those guys are the real big middleweights, first of all. Because don't forget, when Canelo fought Mayweather, they both weighed in at 52. Don't forget that.
Yes.
So so is a certain period of time and a certain size you will get to, such as 10 more years from now, Canelo wasn't going to get bigger, naturally bigger. You get to a certain stage in life, and that's the stage you're going to be. Such as, maybe Canelo would get to 160 pounds, and anything else he puts on as weight is artificial weight, meaning he's bulking himself up to be a little bigger, but to be naturally bigger, maybe he's really a 160 pounder. So I never had, when they were talking about he's going to be so much bigger than Bud, I was looking at his body. I said, you know what? He's not that bigger over Bud. And then also, Bud hurt him in the fight. You know that, right?
Yeah, he did.
You know what? When I'm sparring with bigger guys and sparring, I never really ever got really hurt that bad sparring with big guys in the gym. The guys that stung me the most in the gym were the smaller guys because I can't catch their timing of their punches. And last night, when I saw Bud catch Canelo, I think Bud caught him with a good shot and he buckled Canelo. That's because Canelo could not catch the timing of his punch. So when you fight a small guy, you got to watch the timing. Big guys, we can catch the timing, but you got to watch the timing of those guys. And it makes all the difference. You can't see the punch. Can't see the punch coming.
Right. I agree 100%. And that's why when I was getting ready for Tomas, I had all those smaller guys in the gym because they sharpen your eye and they sharpen your timing and the pace is faster. I agree 100% with that.
I'm going to tell you something else, Eddie. That's how you styled on Sam Peter. Styled on Sam Peter. He couldn't catch.
But you know what? I had almost a replica, but he was better. Like he had better footwork and was better skilled than Sam Peter. I know it sounds crazy, but it was. It was this guy. His name was Javier Moore, and he was the heavyweight, but he never did it well.
I fought him.
You remember him? You know him?
Yeah, of course. I fought him. I broke my knee in that fight. Yeah, I broke my knee in that fight.
Oh, yeah, shit, I didn't realize you fought him.
Yeah, I fought him, and the fight ended up being a no contest because he stepped on my front foot and something happened to my knee. I broke my knee in a fight.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. And it was eventually called a no contest. But I was winning the fight. But they told me if I was in Vegas or New York, it would have been a technical unanimous decision for me. But because of California, they can just give me a no contest.
Damn.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
That.
Yeah.
That's wow. Yo.
Yeah, but I fought him though.
Partner. Yeah, I didn't realize you fought him, but he was a good sparring partner because he was one of the guys. It was him and maybe one other guy I can't remember. And I remember James Tony came to the camp when we was at Joe Goose's gym. But it was good work too. I ain't gonna lie, that one was coming at it. And I had, it's in the gym, it's in the sparring. So But that's why I had to turn it up to another level. But he had me absolutely ready for St. Peter. I kept turning his ass. He couldn't set his feet. And I got to thank Javier for that because that motherfucker had me moving. I ain't gonna not moving. Like I don't run. Like we know I don't run. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I had that motherfucker turning like a top. So yeah.
Steve, yo, go ahead, Trick. Go ahead.
Oh, you want to ask Steve something? Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yo, Steve.
Yo,
again, I mean to beat the dead horse. You was beating the shit out of Fury until he started cheating. So you were the guy, but you was tearing his ass up.
Yeah, beating the dead horse.
Sticking to that game plan, man. And but the thing about that shortly is in training camp I had big dudes. You know, we had big guys in camp, and nobody knew Fury fought that way. You know what I mean? Like I was boxing these tall dudes clean. I knew I was gonna beat Fury. I knew I was gonna outbox him, but it's like that caveat that he brings. You know what I mean? That other gear that's illegal. That they allow him to use, he threw that on me for the first time, and we're like, "What the hell?" And so, but yeah, man, I did the thing, man. That's what's up,
man. So the mongoose box, man. Even when believe it or not, when James Toney, when he fought John Ruiz, James, although he was a chunky monkey, he was the smaller guy, but the hand speed was just ridiculous. Well, you know what? Let me not use that fight as an example because James popped dirty after that fight.
Yeah, true.
But wasn't it a cortisone shot in the arm?
That's what I heard.
And cortisone cortisone do not give you.
Is this so? Can I ask this? Once they determine that it's that, why can't they go back and review those kind of things and pull that shit up? Because obviously it's a cortisone shot. He got a cortisone shot because he had issues, not because he was trying to be dirty. Look at his body. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to James, but that's what made it. That's what's such a great mystery about him is how good that motherfucker was able to fight even in under those circumstances with that kind of body without training properly. So,
but James said it himself. He said what you said. He said, "Look on my body." That's what he said himself.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? Why would you still? That's unfortunate. I'm a James Toney fan. So
sometimes because James, he looked like a running back one fight, and then next thing you know, he looked like he was lifting sandwiches, and I'm like, what is that? All the skill in the world, man. I didn't know it, but I heard it was cortisone because he had a shoulder injury, and he numbed his shoulder. I don't know, man. But it came out, when Johnny was on the panel, he don't even remember because I know he sued James, but he doesn't remember the exact outcome of that. But that was weird.
I was in camp with John for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was in camp. They called me to come to camp for that fight. A friend of mine, Terrence Lewis. I don't know if y'all know. I know Steve knows Terrence Lewis, KO Lewis. But he was the coordinator, and he called me out. They wanted me to come out and work with James. So, I mean, not James, John. So, and they was cool. They was good dudes.
John was tough, but shout out to John. But damn, he was an eyesore sometimes.
I had a question. Question.
Yeah.
This the fighters on the panel because Drew and Storm were talking about this. What do y'all think about Ike Bucci coming back in his comeback fight? You've been sparred with him.
Stop.
Yeah, we sparred for what 2 or 3 years, and in over those 2 or 3 years he won 2 rounds.
Damn.
But as far as them coming back, do what you got to do. If it works out for him, God bless him. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I used to fuck with your style, Kirk. Yeah, he was good, big time back in the day. So I could believe all that shit. Because Ike would come forward. I remember watching Ike fight Chris Bird, and Chris Bird was kind of styling on him until he caught him. And once he caught him,
he caught Chris. Yeah,
I thought he killed him.
But I fucked with that. That was an ugly shot. But I fucked with that. I used to watch you fight John. I watched you fight a few fights, bunch of fights back then. And then you actually came to my gym. I don't know if you remember. You came.
Yeah, I remember. I came to Philadelphia. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he came to Schuler's gym. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Kirk Johnson, yo, what's up, man? That's the first
Yeah.
time I seen him. I was like, damn, ain't that crazy? See, I don't know if
Uh-huh.
Steve was there that time, but yeah, he came in the gym. I don't think I
Yep,
was
I remember.
sparring him.
I remember that. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's years ago. Damn, man. I
Yep.
hope we getting old or no? I hope
Yeah,
not.
we are getting old, but I remember that was the last time I was in Philadelphia, and I had a great time. But I'm gonna go back to Philadelphia and see George Benton's wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, me and her are still cool, so I call her once in a blue moon, and I'm gonna go back there and say hi to her before anything, hopefully before anything happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
Well,
up.
fellas, I got to rock. I stayed way past the time I was supposed to stay. I'm sorry, but I gotta go, man. I gotta get out of here.
Appreciate you,
All
Eddie,
right,
man.
Eddie.
Nice
Holla,
seeing
bro.
you. You take care. Nice seeing you. Take
Y'all
care.
too, man. You
Yes,
too,
sir.
bro. Appreciate
Peace.
appreciate y'all.
All right.
See y'all
Peace.
soon. All right.
Peace, Eddie.
Yeah.
I
I
see.
don't want that. Oh yeah. I'm looking right at that.
USS.
Yo.
Y'all, you see that? Look,
What?
the picture. We're using Houston. We're using Houston.
Oh, the pictures when I was in Houston. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, look,
Oh,
look.
I see him. Yeah, my bad. I wasn't even looking. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I saw him. I was like, man, this nigga in shape, bro. He in shape, man.
Always, bro.
Yeah,
I
he
just
in
did.
shape.
I just finished that TCL tour,
He in shape.
Team Combat League joint. That joint was fun.
What is
That
that?
joint was- It's the team like certain cities have boxing teams,
Oh,
and Philly got Philly Smoke, Houston. You got Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of LA. Da da da. We came in second place. We actually supposed to win the whole tournament, but they raped us, bro. They did that shit on purpose. If you saw the championship, that was crazy. But it was cool though, man. So you fight every weight class, fight one round.
wow.
Wow.
It's pretty dope, man. It's pretty fun because it's like a team. It gives boxing a team aspect to it, man. Like we rooting on each other, telling each other how to beat the guy. Yo, man, I got so and so. What I need to do. So that's dope, man. It was dope, and you make some decent money. Hey,
Oh, whoa, yeah.
yeah.
So
It's
you
all right, man.
competed. You competed?
Yeah. I was in it. Yeah, I was in it.
The fuck? Who's
My
fighting
son
you?
was in it. Huh?
Somebody you was fighting people? That's not
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. Go check my go on my wall. I got some highlights and stuff. Me and my son fought on the same show. That shit
Oh
was dope.
shit.
That shit was dope. Both
Wow.
Steve Cunninghams on the same card, man. That was fire.
Oh man, that's dope.
That
My
was
brother
epic.
Thomas said he thinks New York won.
Yeah, New York didn't win. I mean, they set that up for TV, bro. If you, bro, I'm gonna send you the whole championship joint. They robbed me. They robbed the whole. It was like they were trying to make it look exciting for TV.
Wow.
That's what we heard from the owners. Oh, it was split up. So by the time it got to the last fight, it was neck and neck. Which, man, we were up at least 5-6 fights, but they robbed us. It's all good though. It's basically entertainment. It don't go on our record. You know what I
Right.
mean? But if we would
Right.
have won, we'd have been 2-time champions. Because we won last season.
So it came down to Philly and New York.
It came down to Philly and New York, and
Yeah.
Philly. We dominant, bro. Like nobody ain't messing with Philly unless they got help.
Huh.
Nobody. We just got too many hitters on our team.
Now
You know
you
what I
know what?
mean?
Philly is still a boxing city, man. New York,
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
kind of fell off. New York, we
yeah,
fell off. We did.
yeah. New York. And the thing is, it's like basketball or football. They recruit people from other states or other places. So, let's
Oh,
say Las Vegas. The Las Vegas team had a bunch of Cubans. It was crazy. And then the crazier thing about that
oh,
is they didn't have a cruiserweight the time we fought. Vegas. So they kept me out because they know that was a win.
right.
They knew that was gonna be a win for the team that round. So they broke it down systematically. They got me out of there, one of our top girls, and it was like so they ended up beating us. So we only lost out of the whole season, we lost twice in the championship and once to Vegas. But
Oh
man,
shit.
it's fun, bro. Boston got a team. They supposedly bringing in other countries in and more
Hey
cities. It's
Kirk,
gonna be a dope.
exactly, Kirk. You should come down with Team Canada, brother.
Yo, that'd be fire. That'd be fire.
That'd be dope.
What? Playing football?
Get you, Sid Vanderpool, Scotty the Bulldog Olsen. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scotty, he's a little older now. I don't know if he's like a bulldog right now.
I forgot about that. He's a little older. I forgot about
Yeah, he's a little older now, yeah.
Be fair, I was about to say
But one other point I want to make. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So one other point I want to make, and this is true for weightlifting. I talked to a bunch of weightlifting guys or whatever, and like strong lift, how you call it? When I say weightlifting, when they put the weight over their heads. Okay, so a person, powerlifting, yeah. If a person is known, okay, a person that weighs 150 pounds can lift 2 to 3 times their body weight over their heads. You know that, right?
Yes.
Like if you weigh 150, you can lift 300 to 400 pounds over your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if a person weighs 300 pounds, they can probably lift 300 pounds or 400 pounds over their head, but they can't lift as much over their head, double their body weight, like the person that weighs 150 pounds. So what I'm saying is, pound for pound, the smaller guys are more dense and more stronger, pound for pound, than the gigantic guys. You know that, right?
Yes.
Do you get my point?
I see where you're going. I see where you're
Yeah,
going.
you know what I mean? So, and I'm saying it to say this. Bud Crawford is a tight guy. His muscles, his body is tight. His muscles are tight. And I knew going into it, as far as saying that Canelo's weight going to make that big of a difference, man, listen, I told you guys before, the guys I got hurt with the most inspiring weren't the big gigantic guys, because two things. Mentally, I'm prepared for those big guys. But when it came to the small, quick guys, you can't see some of their punches coming the right way, and you can't prepare for it. And also, muscle-wise, their muscles are dense and strong, so when they hit you, they snap a little more. So I knew, power-wise, it wasn't going to be that big of a difference for Crawford. I knew that he was going to have some pop with that.
Right.
Do you get my point? Do you get my point on it, though?
I understand it totally, because it came down to science with this.
Yeah, all the way.
On the outside looking in, you're thinking, Canelo's the bigger guy. And I said to people, I said, he's really not. He's really not. Bud was taller. He had a longer reach, but Bud also, his athleticism, and the rumors are true. Everyone that I've spoken to says, no, that guy's a little stronger than you would think. The wrestling background. So every time that he did clinch with Canelo, he won the clinch.
Every time.
He spun him and he outmuscled him. So Canelo, by the time we got to round 8, as anticipated, Canelo ain't know what to do. And that's why I listened to the corner work, because Eddie Reynoso, they were not prepared to deal. And they could fight 100 times. They know what Canelo can and cannot do. The truth is, Canelo has not improved since Floyd Mayweather. That's it.
But everybody said he did. Everybody said he did.
Well, you know what improved? His selection of opponents improved. Everything,
100%.
Everything that was bad for him, he avoided. They saw that Lara shit and they said, "Woo, we got away with one."
Yeah.
But goddamn, then they got in there with Awesome Trout. They said, "Oh my God, here we go again." So when they said, "Okay, how do we avoid that?" Those two Charlo boys out of Texas, let's avoid them. Okay, this guy Andrade, he moves too much.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, he's fighting stationary guys. And I'm gonna tell you something. Amir Khan was in the fight until he got hit. Caleb Plant was winning until he ran out of gas.
Yep.
Okay. Benavidez will be punching downward, and he has a high work rate, so we don't want that. And no one holds his feet to the flames over that. And then here comes Bud Crawford from a lower weight class. And they say, you know what, we'll take a chance. At least we won't get knocked out. But the surprise was on their ass, because Bud is strong, and he's a sharp puncher. Very sharp. So by the time we got to round 8 in that fight, you saw it on Canelo's face. He didn't know what the fuck to do. because he had no plan B, and Canelo doesn't have another gear. He is in round 1 all the way to round 12. That's who he is. And if he can outmuscle you and catch you with something, that's how he wins. But outside of that, he couldn't do nothing with Bud. That fight went as expected. Exactly how I expected it, man. It was brilliant. But
yeah, he
like
wanted the smaller guy.
That's right. And this is not an upset, not to me. This is not an upset. I'm like, this is gonna happen. I said this was gonna happen. Stormy said, go ahead.
It's not an upset to me. Like I was telling him, when I said that Canelo was gonna win, it wasn't that. I said after the fight, I'm gonna look at the fight and say Crawford won the fight.
Right.
But my thing was this: $150 million against $10 million because he's a cash cow.
Yeah.
They're gonna find a way to rob him. That was my situation. That was my thinking of the whole thing. I said, you know what? They're gonna rob him, and then Crawford. Crawford would be forgotten about. But you know what? Crawford put the stamp on it and made it like you can't forget about me because I'm gonna shine like he did, and he did a great job.
Yeah, and they try. Go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. And shame on Canelo and Boots because he bought Boots now to form the spar, and it did him no good, none at all. That's because right. Boots don't fight. He don't fight like Crawford. Crawford will stand in southpaw stance the entire fight. Boots goes back and forth, hopping around. Well, Bud, he can stand in front of you, make you miss, and pick you off at the same time, pretty much. So yeah.
So he took two ass whoopings.
Yeah,
because I heard Boots was fucking him up in sparring. That's the word.
Yeah.
I heard Boots was kicking his ass.
Drew and Stoney, where Xavier at? You heard from Xavier? Is he on suicide watch?
No. He texted me.
Oh, he did.
He bet on Bud. He won money on Bud.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, wait. Okay.
And you know, let me say this: the more we spoke,
I'm messing with it. No,
people started to see what we saw. Listen, if I thought Bud wouldn't win, I would support him taking this fight, but I would say, I don't know about this one. But this wasn't the case. I said, he's all wrong for Canelo. He does everything that gives Canelo problems. Lateral movement, and he's a lot bigger and stronger on the pot. Y'all gonna see. And that's what we saw.
Junior Jones versus Mark Antonio. Hey, listen, Junior Jones versus Mark Antonio Barrera.
People don't remember that.
The guy out of Philly, what's the guy named? The guy Razim, what's his name? The guy out of Philly that beat Morales. He couldn't.
Nazir Rahim.
Yeah, come on, man. You know them type of fights, man. Go ahead.
Well, this don't have anything to do with. This got something to do with one thing. It got something to do with picking the smaller man. Picking the smaller man was one of my favorite fighters, Larry Holmes. Said he's tired of fighting the big guys. He's going to fight somebody small because a small guy, he should be able to overpower him. And me and my father was down with that until we seen the fight. And you know what? That was when Larry Holmes became 48-1. You remember that?
Yes.
So all I'm saying is small guys are a big snowball. You know what I'm saying? So even me growing up in school, every time I fought a small guy that was smaller than me, they gave me hell. I would rather fight a big guy that can't move as good as me or do stuff as good as me. You remember Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks, right?
Oh yeah.
Larry Holmes said he was tired of fighting all these big guys. I'm gonna fight a small guy. Michael Spinks was small, right? But oops, run on just a minute. Michael Spinks was small, and look what happened. Michael Spinks was too fast for him. Larry Holmes couldn't time the punches, and Michael Spinks was all over him. And as far as Crawford, I'm not saying that Crawford was so small, but at the same time, Canelo figured I'll catch Crawford with a couple body shots or a couple head shots, and he's gonna be out of here. But he could never catch Crawford with that golden shot because Crawford was rolling and dodging. You know what I'm saying?
Rolling
And did you see in the eighth or ninth round when Crawford just started throwing 4 and 5, staying in the pocket, throwing 4 and 5 punches in a row?
Yeah, and there's another aspect to that too, that they grossly miscalculated. And I talked about this before the fight happened. Canelo has never fought a fighter in his 69 fights with the temperament of Bud Crawford.
Mean in there.
Never fought a fighter, not even Floyd, Lara, Trout, even Bevel. None of them have the temperament that Crawford has. Crawford,
right,
and I have broken this down in the past. I noticed it when he was going to face Amir Khan. And it came to a point where I recognized the quality and characteristic trait in him as a fighter. Crawford is like a wildcat, whether it's a lion, a cheetah, a tiger. He's a predator in the ring. He's always looking at his opponent and he's thinking about what he's going to do to him and how he's going to do it to him. It's a thing that Michael Jordan had, Kobe Bryant had. When they would go in against their opponents, they had them broken down, not to the coaches and team players, but in their own manner. And they zeroed in and focused. When Canelo thought he was doing a great thing by bringing Boots in, and people talked about that, what did Bud say? He ain't me, though.
Yep.
Nope.
Because I'll tell you something. No one could ever call Bud in for sparring. At no point in his career. At no point. Yeah, when he was still a lightweight or moved up to junior welter and then welter, you couldn't say, hey, Bud, we got this champ over here. He's a division or two up above you. He want to get some work in. That's not Bud's temperament. You know what I'm saying? And he came out of that when Tim Bradley told him, dude, you're nobody's sparring partner. You're a world champion. Because he did work with Tim Bradley early on when he was looking for a promoter. He was looking to try to get signed and everything. And he asked him, he's like, you think so? He's like, I know it. You're a champion, man. And this is Tim Bradley, who at that time was a world champion and world-class fighter. So, again, no one Canelo has faced has that temperament. Now, you heard me ask earlier, Eddie, about things like the intangibles and what did he see that made him feel like he was surprised at Bud's performance. See, this is why I asked, because you all being professional fighters, if your coaches and trainers haven't put this to you at any point in time, adopt it for yourself when you hear me say it. Always consider the intangibles. The reason being, because that's the unforeseen. The unforeseen. Now, that's different from preparing for the unknown. But the intangibles are the aspects of a person's temperament, the fact that we've never seen Bud Crawford tired in a fight. No one has ever talked about that. So lack of conditioning was never going to be a factor. But we've seen Canelo get tired. We've seen him wear out after a few rounds of exertion, and we've seen Crawford turn the tables on people. Kell Brook was ahead in rounds before suddenly the fight was over just like that. Because it was like he flipped the switch on Kell Brook, and Kell Brook had that stunned look on his face like, what the hell happened? Guess who else he did it to? Sean Porter, his friend, excuse me. Sean Porter was competing with him all night. They even had a little bit of tug of war in the early couple of rounds where he put Sean in his place and say, hey, don't try that stuff on me, because you know we ain't doing that. And Sean didn't try it no more, that bullying stuff, that bullying into him and all of that. He actually lifted Sean off his feet and pushed him back into the ropes as if to say, settle down. But
Yep.
when they told him in the 9th round, after the 9th round, hey, Sean might be up. He's like, he's up? How? And he was like, what? They got him up. The bell rings for the 10th. And within 15 seconds, Sean Porter is on the canvas.
Yep.
That is what I call flipping the switch. Guess who else I've heard stories like that about? Michael Jordan. The Dream Team, the original Dream Team.
Yep.
Magic Johnson told this story himself. He said, I'm not a trash talker. But one day we were scrimmaging, getting ready for the games, and we were really going all out. And it was us against Michael, and then he named the players that was on the court. He said, I said to Michael, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're going to blow y'all off the court. He said the next 10 minutes, all he saw was Jordan flying through the air, tongue swinging out his mouth, stealing the ball, blocking people's shots. He said at one point he jumped up in the air to do a dunk, and he said it was who was their center on the West in there, whoever it was. Jordan went up and said, block that bitch, and dunked on the dude. He said, and next thing you know, they were up, Jordan's team. But he said, I wish I hadn't said nothing to him, because it was like the fact that I said something just triggered that competitive nature in the guy, and he went from 0 to 100 just like that. That's what Bud Crawford is. So when I'm talking about the intangibles, you have to take into consideration who you are actually dealing with. And lastly, Kirk, check this out. I told people going into this fight, look at the last 5 guys that Canelo fought. And when you look at them, I said that none of them are the equivalent of Bud Crawford. None of them. Even combined, none of those men were equivalent of Bud Crawford. Therein lies his loss on the way right then and there, because he had fought no one. Even if he had decided to rematch Bivol, that would have been a little closer, you know what I'm saying, to close the gap. But even Bivol has deferred to Bud as being the better fighter, and not only the better fighter, he's deferred to him as being pound for pound #1 in the sport.
He sure did.
He said out of his own mouth, if there's a boxing dictionary, when you open the page up, it should have Terrence Crawford in there for you to defer to as what boxing is about. That was from Dimitri Bivol.
Mm-hmm.
See, so when I asked that question and I talked about the intangibles, these are the kind of things that not only you can set your clock to, but if you have an understanding of what you're dealing with and working with, you can have a better effort. You can have a better sense and grasp of what you're facing. And it's a lot different when you know the landscape of the room, whether the light is off or you've turned it on, than if you're going into a room that you've never been in and the light is off. Because you find yourself going in when the light is off, you're tripping over furniture, you're bumping into stuff. Am I right? But when you kind of know the lay of the land of the room, you may still stub your toe or something, but you kind of know where things are in the approximate, you know? So that's why I said what I said. But yeah, I landed right.
Let me ask and salute Stormy. That was great. Let me ask Kirk, because I'm gonna go around the panel real quick. Let me ask Kirk, what does Canelo do next at this current point, in your opinion?
I don't know. Go fight the monster.
Yeah.
He might as well.
Yeah, he may as well.
I mean, yeah. And if he's lucky enough to beat the monster, that puts him right back up to a certain extent. And just don't worry about fighting Crawford again. That's all.
That's two L's in a row. That's 3 L's in a row. That's Crawford, Benavidez, and Crawford again.
No, but check this out. Going on what the brothers Kirk and Steve and Eddie
Chambers.
was saying earlier about fighting smaller guys. This is an aspect that we hadn't looked at, Drew, and these are heavyweights that have just professed these things. If
Yep,
Canelo
I hated
were to
small
fight,
guys.
if Canelo were to fight Benavidez now, it might be the type of fight that works in his benefit. You know why? Because Benavidez is going to attack him. And guess what Canelo's specialty is? Slipping punches and moving and ducking and dodging. He don't have to go after the guy. The guy has to come after him because that's his natural fight, isn't it?
Wait a minute. I have an idea.
And he's not as defensive as Crawford. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And he
So
can pick
you'll
his
be able to
shot,
hit him.
get out of there.
Canelo will be able to hit him.
Skip around him, you know, and he can draw Benavidez in, and he could counter him. And I'm telling you, it looks a little bit different.
I don't think he'll fight Bud in a rematch because Canelo does what he wants to do. And there's no part of that fight. The score was too close for mine. I only gave him 2 rounds, and I was being nice with round 9. But you know what? You know what Canelo's last fight might be if he doesn't retire after last night? Hamza Shiraz. And that's a headache too. Because that guy's 6'4". I stood next to him, and when I stood next to him, I was like, wait a minute. This he's fighting at 68? He was at least 210 pounds in New York when I saw him. And he beat the shit out of Edgar. And I'm like, wait a minute. And on top of that, that's Turkey's guy. That's his guy. 6'4" versus Canelo, punching downwards. I think that's also, I'm not saying it's not winnable by Canelo, but I think that's Canelo's farewell fight right there. If Turkey has something to say about it, and I don't think that's an easy fight for Canelo either, but there is no light work at this level. If you're not running them back with Bud, I want Benavidez or probably Shiraz.
Did he sign for 6 fights with Turkey, or did he sign some fights with him?
I thought it was 5.
5, okay, my bad, 5.
I thought. So he got 2 more fights to go. So, I don't know. My brother, Black Martial Arts Society, salute to you, brother. You on mute?
Hey, salute, family. How y'all doing tonight?
Salute.
Enjoying the show. First off, can we give Stormy B Man his flowers for being so adamant and solid and calling it to the letter and breaking it down so eloquently?
Yep. Yeah.
Now,
Yes, sir.
before I answer the question and like jump into my perspective and whatnot, my brother Kirk Johnson, you have Maroon ancestry, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Big up. Kodra, my ancestor. So we are family. Respect, brother.
Yes, sir. Family. That's right.
All right. So, whatchamacallit? We were talking. So I am a little upset at a lot of people, especially in the MMA space, because I'm a big MMA fan. In the MMA space, Canelo, I guess the promotion of Canelo is working, and they really regard this guy. Oh my God, Canelo's a generational fighter, and he's good. But from my understanding of boxing, the 2 most fundamental things in boxing is a jab and footwork.
Yep.
And this man he doesn't have a jab. Even the announcer, as he was fighting, like, Canelo doesn't really use jabs. He just uses wide hooks.
Yes.
I am now convinced, after this fight, I'm convinced that a lot of boxing pundits, a lot of boxing channels, who I still love and respect, some of them I don't mess with, but I'm noticing that it's not about sitting there and analyzing a fight. A lot of people buy into the salesmanship of these people. But if you take all that away, which is what Bud did, he didn't buy into the Canelo hype. Charlo could have done that, but he believes in the Canelo hype. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
That was the entire difference in the fight. Watch this. I said go into this fight. Canelo does wide body hooks. How do you counter a body hook?
How do you counter a body hook?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a
Bud
left hook?
showed you all night long.
He stepped away.
No. He blocked the body hook and the same hand. So imagine this: when you throw that wide hook, let's say you throw a wide left hook. Well, your left hand is down, your left side of your face is open. So Bud would just sit in the pocket, block it, and the same hand he blocked with, doink, uppercut, doink, hook.
Oh, you talking about he caught it. He caught it and hit him with the same hand.
Exactly.
Yes. Catch, yes.
Repeatedly.
Catch and shoot.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's called, catch and shoot. But here's my deal. Like, Bivol showed you that.
Yeah.
Bivol showed you that. Mayweather showed you that. And there was no way you didn't know that Canelo was going to do that exact thing. That's his bread and butter. Caleb stood there and let Canelo beat him in his arm.
Yep. He did. He did.
One more thing. I was talking about Bud's strength and how it translates, and someone told me that weightlifting don't translate to boxing. A deadlift is pushing off the ground, right? Yep. When you're deadlifting weight, you're digging your feet into the ground and pushing down to lift that weight up. Right. When you throw a punch, you're pushing into the ground and turning that hip and extending, right? So that can 100% translate. I told people, look, Bud is stronger than Canelo. He's way stronger. He's definitively stronger than him. When has Canelo fought anybody like that? But I'm going to leave it right there.
Not only that, let me add to what you just said, and I'm glad you said that, Healer, because Bud is a clean living guy too. He don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't use drugs, and he doesn't even eat meat. You understand? So when you stack all of that up, that's another one of those intangibles that I talk about. It's like Canelo has found ways to have advantages over people when Bud has faced them straight up.
So you know what? To piggyback off what you just said, iron sharpens iron and pressure makes diamonds.
Yes.
Canelo has been moving the path of least resistance.
Yes, he has.
Hey, I'm going to do a show and I'm going to pull up Canelo's last 10, 15 opponents and look at Bud's last couple opponents. Canelo's strength of schedule has not been that great. Who's John Ryder? Jaime Munguia? Edgar Berlanga? How is that going to prepare you for Bud?
You see what I mean? But you see, just because you have and see, that's how they mystify the whole process when they say stupid shit like, oh, this man has a whole country behind him, man. Just because you celebrate it don't mean you're great. Every time Arturo Gatti came to Jersey, the Italians came out to support their guy in droves, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we know either Gatti was going to look good winning or he was an ass whooping waiting to happen. And I say that respectfully because the man is passed on.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we knew what we was getting with Gatti. We was going to get a war, and he was going to win that war or lose badly. That's why they call him the blood and guts warrior. And towards the end of his career, it was a lot of guts. A lot of blood and guts, man. But listen, I ain't going to hold y'all, man. Kirk, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being on the show with you guys.
Absolutely,
Trip
brother.
and everybody on the show, thank you very much.
Next big fight, man, we definitely going to hit you up, man. We always like to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yep.
Yeah, man. Salute to you, good brother.
Yep. Take care.
Take care.
Kurt, I'll talk to you.
Yep. Final thoughts. Trick Notes, final thoughts on what we saw.
Hey, a masterful exhibition of just great, superior boxing by Bud. He defied the odds, and I got a message to all of you content creators, and y'all can spread the word. There was a content creator, I ain't gonna say his name, but he said if Bud loses, Bud wins, he gonna shut his channel down. Let's see if he gonna stick to his word. But he didn't mean it. But anyways, man, hey man, what can we say, man? Let's say he put on a masterful performance. I mean, he went out there and dominated Canelo, and at this point, I'm gonna put him over Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather has never done this. He's made all the money. Don't get me wrong, But he's never, is he unified any titles with anybody? He's ever became undisputed?
Nope.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. As y'all say, landing my plane. I'm gonna land my plane right here.
Yeah, and that's a discussion, you know, that's open for debate. You know, people always
It's
gonna say,
open for debate.
Floyd will smoke Bud. We're not talking about that. We're talking about resume accomplishments. And Floyd was in the position that Canelo's in right now. He was in a position where he could have done anything he wanted to do.
We ain't falling for it.
Yeah, exactly. We're not talking about none of that. We're not talking about who beats who. Floyd was great in his own right. He beat more world champions than anybody, and I'm cool with that. But right now, as it stands, we're not taking no thunder from Bud at all. And I don't give a fuck whether you like them, hate them, or love to hate them. It don't matter. This is what he did. Last night, he made some history, man. And we got to tip our hats to him. All right. Because we all know what the chat would look like if Bud had lost. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna keep saying this. I knew something was different when this fight was made official. I didn't see as many Mexican flags trolling my comment section. I just didn't see it. Now, this was Mexican Independence Day weekend. So I'm like, he's fighting a black fighter. He's the bigger guy. Where's all the trolls at? Now you see why they didn't show up. Now you see. I told y'all this would not be an upset, and I told y'all that Canelo is made to order for Bud. This was easy work. This was easy work. And Canelo, he was leaning more towards of retirement and not knowing what he wants to do next. And the question was asked for the people that are saying whatever, and I'm gonna do a video on it. He was asked, who's better? He said, Crawford better than Floyd. Don't take my word for it. Canelo said that. He said it last night. He said it. When they say, hey, Usyk, how does it feel to be number one pound for pound? He said, I'm not pound for pound. No, Bud Crawford, he pound for pound. Yep. You don't want to take Usyk's word for it? Fine. Trick, wasn't it about maybe 6 or 7 years ago? They asked Lomachenko, hey, man, how does it feel being considered for pound number one? What did Lomachenko say? I'm not number one here. Bud Crawford. And Bud was still fighting at 35.
Yep.
So there's something that a lot of people been missing. I know we don't like Bud's career choice as far as things that was happening leading up to the Errol Spence thing. Let me tell y'all something. I'm over that. You know when I was over that? I was over that once they signed to fight. I said everything else doesn't matter. The brothers are fighting. Errol made the fight. And we was high-fiving and saying, I don't care. The brothers are fighting. They're breaking bread. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted. That's it. So this man is in the record books, and I'm treating him like gold. He's undefeated, undisputed in 3 divisions. 90 shots, nigga. Take that.
Sure.
Focus ball. Closing thoughts. You're on mute. He might be busy. Stormy, closing thoughts, good brother.
I'd like to continue to state what's important here, acknowledging the fact that whenever someone of our background is able to achieve, the first thing they want to do is kind of mar the achievement by, well, how would they fare against this one, or how would they do against that, or whatever, right? Not even giving you a chance to bask in the glory of what has been accomplished.
Right.
Which is why I said what I said last night on the show, post-fight, and what I'm going to continue to maintain going forward. Because we're not supposed to consider ourselves. We're not supposed to be able to say, good job. We're supposed to say, what's next? No, you never thought we could do it in the first place. We're always battling against the odds. However, anytime someone on the flip side achieves, accomplishes, reaches a goal, who's the first one that they'll try to compare them to?
Uh-oh.
One of ours.
Yeah.
You see? Do you see the foolishness? I told you, I can turn that image around at any given time because I've understood what is important.
That's right.
Now trying to compare this young man against Floyd and all of that. Floyd had his era. This is his era.
That's right.
And as he said on that dais last night, when that question was presented to him and he answered it in the best, most mature fashion and professional as possible, he's not competing against Floyd.
That's right.
He's competing against his contemporaries.
That's right.
And if they aren't up to snuff to be able to hold and maintain that, that's their shortcomings, not his. And
That's
when
right.
you got certain little individuals out there like Mellow Yellow saying the things like he's saying right now, when he is afraid to face his own colleagues right around him and would rather go and put on an exhibition, because, and if I'm not mistaken, exhibitions are entertainment value circumstances that usually require a clown show, huh? And if you have clowns in a circus, a lot of times monkeys serve purposes too, don't they?
Sure.
Now, if you think that I am insulting someone by calling them a monkey, how could I insult someone by calling them such when they've only identified themselves as being one?
Monkey!
Go ahead.
Tell me where I have misspoke.
Nope.
There you have it.
Steve O'Slay in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He says Floyd's somewhere hating right now, trying to figure out a way to steal the spotlight from Bud. I can hear him now saying, Floyd, when I fought him now saying, when I fought Canelo, man, ain't no, listen, I don't care. You feel me? Shout out to Steve O, but we all know how Floyd is. 100%. We all know how he is. This is the Bud Crawford era. And if y'all don't want to take our black ass's word for it, go listen to Usyk.
Yeah.
Go listen to Usyk. Don't even listen to me. Go listen to Usyk. Forget me. Go listen to Usyk. My brother Freedom's March in that super chat salute. He says, salute. Bud fought brilliantly. He stayed in the pocket just long enough and got out of there when he needed to. Salute Bud. That man fought a perfect fight. Perfect. Prince Savage in that super chat. He says, salute Kings. I won big on Bud last night. I knew he was going to make history, and he almost KO'd Canelo at the end. Yes, Bud's Hall of Fame. Drew, check your Instagram. I'm going to check it in a second. Good brother. Thank you so much. Prince Savage back in that super chat. He said, I gave Canelo one round, and I barely gave it to him. Yeah, I gave him two. Round two in round, I think it was round 9, but it was a stretch. It was a stretch. I was hard. I'm giving him 2 to be nice. The scorecards was too close.
Yeah.
In my opinion. It was way too close. Yeah. My brother TD Sports in that super chat salute. He says, my girl Stacia was on the team New York, and she did a thing. He said, stop. Hey, oh, he's talking to Steve Cunningham.
Now, what you just said about the scorecards, Drew, look at it another way, brother.
Uh-huh.
The fact that they had the scorecards like that really defines how much worse the loss was for Canelo.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
because those were his Vegas judges.
Yes,
his town.
Tim Cheatham. That name Cheatham. That's a lot right there. Cheatham.
And because they were as close as they were, that lets you know the greater the margin, the victory was.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't a split decision, y'all.
Ooh.
It was unanimous by all 3 judges.
115, 113.
Yep.
So the closeness in the numbers do not equate to the distance between the talent and the action that took place in the ring. See, remember, I'm trying to get people to start having independent, objective thought process, because you can't feed into the machine. We got to break away from that. This is like Neo and Morpheus and Trinity, and then we are on the Nebuchadnezzar, bro. We got to break out of that, huh? Zion is what we representing, bro, because we're breaking away from the system, the matrix itself. If you want to know, according to what Morpheus told Neo initially, what the matrix is, it's all around you. It's what you see, hear, touch, taste every day of your life. And people have bought into the matrix. And just like the agents, huh? There are people trying to protect it, to do all they can to keep us from being liberated, huh? Now, what side you want to be on? Think about it.
Wakanda forever for all you haters. Huh? How about that? Wakanda forever. You dirty, rotten rat bastards.
You racist, bro.
Yeah, man. Wakanda forever. How about that? Bastard sinners.
That's racist.
Fucking. Yeah, the Wakandans, we up on y'all. How about that? And there's nothing you can do about it. Your man had an easy route, and he finally fought someone official, and look at the result. You can't tell me anything about Bud Crawford. Because guess what? I'm not listening. You might have a lot of shit to say, but it's irrelevant now. Because imagine if Canelo won, y'all. They would give him full credit. We wouldn't be able to come on here and say, well, you know, he was a smaller guy. Y'all. No, they'll be like, no, he got in there. I want you to think about how they treat Devin Haney and Deontay and every other black fighter. Look at how they treated Floyd. I mean, just think about that. Now, Ricky Hatton died today. Hashtag pull me glove up. And, you know, I mean, you could weep if you want to. Hashtag pull me glove up. That's bad. I don't know. I think he had a heart attack. I thought he was en route. I heard he was making a comeback, a ring comeback. Hashtag pull me glove up. I'm going to do a video about that. But let me say this. When he was fighting, the reason why I brought him up, when he was fighting Floyd, right here on American soil, Floyd got booed, man. What the fuck was that? Deontay got booed versus Fury. What the fuck was that? Devin got booed. They put the camera on him last night. Him and Bill got booed. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? They put it on Deontay, and they got quiet. Oh, we thought we killed him. Nope. There he is standing right there. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? So then when I look at you niggas, and y'all jokingly, not jokingly, because y'all hate yourself. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Wakandans. Yeah, nigga. Now what the fuck you got to say? Hashtag pull me glove up. I know what we've gone through. We've gone through too much. So you can weep for whoever you want to weep for. Hashtag pull me glove up. What, y'all forgot that picture? Give me a second. Hold on. I got y'all right now. I got you right now. Don't go nowhere. Hashtag pull me glove up, right? Where we at here?
Pull me glove up.
Hashtag, hold on. Hashtag pull me glove up. Right? Hold on. No, I don't want to play that video. we're gonna play it. We're gonna run these images because a lot of you have short-term memory. A lot of you do. See, I don't forget anything. I don't forget anything.
Hey, Drew, I'm about to get out of here, man. But one thing before I get out of here, man, I want to say, man, shout out to the referee, man, who wasn't even in the ring last night, from what I could see. That referee did a great job, man.
He did, brother.
Great job.
He did. He damn sure did, and I appreciate that. He let them get in there and mix it up. Let me make sure that he let them get in there and mix it up. The ref ain't getting away, and Canelo didn't initiate a many clinches because that first clinch, he knew what time it was.
He got turned into the damn ropes, man. So
yup.
All right, man, I'm out of here, y'all. I gotta get ready for work, man. Later on.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming in on the clutch, man.
And thanks for putting this together, Trick. Thanks for
take
it
easy.
Anytime, man.
Yes,
right,
sir.
y'all. Peace.
Let me remind y'all, man. That's my brother Trick Noty. Let me remind y'all of something. All right, I don't forget much, and you can call me petty. I really don't care. But I don't forget anything. All right. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember that?
Yep.
Okay. So when I said hashtag pull me Glover, what the fuck you think I'm talking about? The first fight when his glove kept slipping off and he's hitting Deontay in the head with a wrist. His fist was in the wrist. Y'all thought I forgot about this? Y'all thought I forgot about this right here? Ricky Hatton was working that in the corner. You thought I forgot?
See that little lump right there in the white portion?
Yeah.
That's the thumb.
He cheated Deontay 3 fucking times, bruh. Okay? You thought I forgot about this? And you know who saw that live? Prince Charles Martin. He said, I never seen a glove do that. I said, what's he talking about? I went back. I said, yo, what's wrong with his glove? Okay?
Well, guess when you didn't see it? Whenever he fought in Saudi.
When he fought in Saudi, you ain't seen none of this slipping off of their hands and shit. And Jack Reese talking about, oh, they're big guys, the glove slips off. I've never seen a fucking glove slip off like this. That his whole fist is in the wrist, man. Get the fuck out of here. And before y'all critique Bud, never forget this right here. Bud had just won. Teddy Atlas, unprovoked, says Lomachenko's still #1 pound for pound. He said that straight to Bud's face, and Andre Ward, that was before the Kovalev fights. So you got 2 pound for pound fighters right there. Lomachenko with a loss on his record. Teddy Atlas said that straight to their motherfucking face.
I love how you captured their facial expressions.
Bro, yeah, I made this theme, by the way. This is mine. I took a picture off my TV, and I made
love
this theme
how you
right
captured that, bro. That is perfect as far as how they both looking at Teddy Atlas.
Come on,
saying what he said on that night. That was some straight, but the expressions is worth 1,000 words.
Damn right. So when you want to talk to me about this guy, I ain't gonna violate him. I'm far removed because this guy was there for this. And y'all didn't say anything. This guy stood and took this fucking picture after knowing what he did. So pardon fucking me if I'm like, okay, rest in power, fine. Okay, now some people are a little more close to him. I know the people on the British side of things. Oh, Ricky had, okay, fine, okay. But I know what the fuck you guys would say if Floyd's plane fell out the sky. You got a nigga right now. I ain't gonna go there, bro. I ain't gonna go there. You got black people right now wishing death on Devin, on Bill and Devin. You got black people talking about, Ryan Garcia, forget the racist stuff. We saw the fight. I know what we saw. What? What are you talking about?
Did you hear the boos when the camera showed Devin and his dad?
Oh, of course. Of course.
I got a question before we get out of here. What were those boos about?
No one knows. Well, I know. We know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. See, people need to rethink things.
And let me ask you a question. And salute to Coach Hudson, because I heard him say this afternoon. Let me ask you a question. Could you explain to me why the fuck was Teofimo Lopez allowed to come in and crash the post fight? And you know, quote unquote, he was playing. He came in there and said some bullshit. And then Bud asked him, yo, you gonna sign the fight, Shakur? And he said, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I believe it when I see it. But you know what though? And shout out to Coach Hudson. I remember when Fred Hawthorne came in at a Golden Boy conference, while everybody was sucking whoever's meat that was on the stage, he was the only person that said, hey man, what's up with those racist emails when you calling Al Heyman Black Hitler? You know what they did to Fred?
Get your black ass out of here.
That's exactly what they did. They took his credential and escorted him out. And y'all, what y'all don't know is that was the start of barbershop conversations. And that's why he takes the position that he takes. That's why. Y'all, a lot of y'all weren't here for that. A lot of y'all don't understand. A lot of y'all don't understand. I was here for all of that. I said, damn, they did that? And ever since then, and he felt a bit betrayed because while he's in there defending Al Heyman, how many people from the PBC said, you know what, Fred, fuck that. We're going to give you credentials. Remember when I said a while ago, people at the PBC are asleep at the wheel? Remember when I said that? Remember, and you know how, bro, after Wilder Fury, the second fight, I came home and Larry Merch was sitting on the goddamn couch. And I said, wait a minute. Who the fuck let him in? That's when I knew people aren't paying attention.
They're paying attention. We're not paying attention.
They're not connecting the fucking dots, but it's really not that difficult.
Drew.
I was here for the whole thing. Barbershop conversations. I was in the chat that night when someone said, yo, Fred, go to BoxRec, because it was right after Shakur had that incident in Jersey. They said, yo, I think this is a mugshot on BoxRec. And I went and I said, oh shit, that's not the Olympic picture. That is his mugshot. And then somebody changed it back to a picture of him smiling. And in real time, someone put it back to the mugshot. And then we started writing emails to BoxRec saying, yo, that ain't right. That's when we started actively looking for mugshots of Oscar and Sergey Kovalev, and we couldn't find them. So then BoxRec had to change how they did shit and saying, okay, we're not letting anybody come in there and change pictures anymore. That happened on Barbershop Conversations. Y'all weren't here for that. I was one of the people that wrote an email to BoxRec. And it was a lengthy email. Like, yo, this is ridiculous. Are y'all racist? That is crazy. And I can't find one mugshot. I know Kovalev been arrested. He's been arrested at least twice in America. At least twice. Beating Becky in a DUI.
Drew.
Where's his mugshot? Where's Ryan Garcia's mugshot? Where's Oscar De La Hoya's mugshot?
Remember, I went to the cops to get his mugshot.
I remember
they
that.
gave me the runaround. First, they said, oh, you got to go here to get it. And I got the credentials. I filled out everything. Then they sent me some basic package. Then I inquired further. Then I went. They're like, okay, we're going to connect you to this guy. And they sent me to another department. And then when I finally got to the head dude, there is no mugshot.
There's no mugshot. And I know he has one. Like I said, Sergey Kovalev, I know he has at least two. He had another incident. I think he was kicked off of an airplane. But here's the funny part. Sergey Kovalev came here. He beat Becky, kicked the dog, had a DUI, and I think I vaguely remember him getting into an incident on a plane. Not one time that these white Americans say, take his money and deport him. Not one fucking time. Not one time. Okay? So when we start talking about racism in boxing and a different treatment, just last night, why was Devin Haney getting booed in America?
Can I answer?
Undisputed champion, had to go to Australia, took short money, went undisputed, and then had to defend it on foreign soil. The first time he went with like half of his corner wasn't there.
Let me
Against
explain.
all odds, he did that. And you got motherfuckers like Ryan allowed to do certain things and say certain things. You're allowed to, you got motherfucking Teofimo Lopez to say all kinds of weird shit. What? Y'all allowed this shit to happen to brother Deontay Wilder. Y'all allowed this shit? Y'all allowed this shit?
Where's that artist that made that caricature of Bud going into this fight.
Thank you. Where is it?
That person's name was never dropped or released. They took the picture down.
They took the picture down.
They still put it up. I want to know who that artist is.
That's what I'm saying. See, in Turkey, he puts people in charge of these departments, but somebody put that up. Somebody caught it and said, you can't put this up, and he took it down. But I want to know who the fuck put it up, and where was Canelo's character picture? Where was it? I never seen it. Oh, yeah, TD, he did tell me who it was. You told me who it was, and what you call it was responsible for putting it out. But these were HBO dudes, by the way.
Of course it was HBO.
We all know what's going on. I mean, these guys have roots in HBO, so we all know about it. But see, the disrespect to black fighters is normalized. But when I talk like this, I'm a Wakandan. Well, you know what? Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever, motherfuckers. Because on Mexican Independence Day, we bust y'all ass. You know, like how y'all laughed when Deontay, quote unquote, lost on Black History Month, right? So there's been a lot going on in 2025. Shout out to Brian Norman because Juneteenth, he went to Japan and knocked 6 months of memory off of the Japanese dude. 6 months? He knocked a half a year off that dude's head. You understand? So what do I want to see? Michael Benson, that's his name. What do I want to see Canelo do next? If it's not David Benavidez or Hamza Shiraz, pack it up. You're going to the Hall of Fame. Go away. Because you're not beating Bud. And in fact, not even your fans want you to run it back. They know there was nothing about that fight you won. They know it. You got smoked. And you're still a Hall of Famer. And you're still great. But Bud is just better. How about that? Canelo's great. Canelo's a Hall of Famer. Canelo got a great resume. But Bud Crawford is better. And I know you're upset. And that's okay. Be mad. It's okay. There is nothing you can do about it. You can't do shit. And to the clowns that are trying to throw Benavidez on Bud, just remember, first of all, Bud's like that. I think he'd take that fight against my better judgment, but who am I?
Bud beat up his brother.
But Bud is like that, where Canelo is not. Where's the lie? Uh-oh. So salute to y'all. Black Martial Arts Society, let them know how they can find you, good brother.
Hey, real quick. I just wanted to close with a quote from the greatest boxing coach ever.
You gotta hit him harder, man.
You have to punch harder. Punch you harder.
This man said in the corner towards like the 11, 12 round, he said, you gotta hit him harder, man. I'm like, what?
For those of you that are wondering, for those of you gotta punch him harder. What do I do, Eddie? You got to punch harder.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, you gotta hit him harder, man.
You got to him harder. I mean, you know, I speak in the facts. You got to hit harder. Do y'all not know? Y'all understand what this meme is? When he got his ass smoked by Bivol, they asked him, what are you going to do? He said, play golf, I guess. Jugar al golf. Go play golf. Jugar al golf.
No golf, no life.
No golf, no life. And he's a Hall of Famer. But it's over now. Stormy, let them know how they can find you.
You gotta get harder, man.
Man, they can find me right out here, rebel rousing like a mug. That's what Stormy B Man is the channel. That's Stormy B Man in all caps, but no cap. And you know, hold that L, y'all. Hold that L.
Hold it. Put it on your chest. Put it on your face like you do with your boyfriend's Milk of magnesia. Disgusting. You guys are disgusting. Dan the Canelo.
Oh,
fan.
let me say this too. I gotta say this before we get out of here, because we still got like 80 something folks out here watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the fight, when I told you how I could see the fight panning out with Canelo possibly quitting or retiring on the stool, did you see the moment when he thought about it?
That was round 11.
I saw that moment.
Round 11. I think that was going into
Yeah,
round
it
11.
was round 11. And he
That
looked
moment.
to Eddie and he said, "What do I do?" And Eddie said, "You got to hit him harder, man."
No, but I mean, during the fight, he turned sideways to almost as if to walk away.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I remember that.
He looked like Roberto Duran in the second Leonard fight. Did I not tell you?
Yep. Yo.
Did I not? Now, Drew, please tell the people that you and I had a private conversation. And I said these things.
It had shades of no mas. It had
But
shades
no,
of no mas.
I'm going to let Drew tell you guys. See,
We
I
were
almost
talking.
forgot to bring that up while you had your panel. But I wanted you to tell people, did I not explore the possibilities?
You absolutely said we had this a few days ago. You said this has shades of Leonard Duran written all over it, minus the rematch, because of what Bud brings to the table. But you said specifically, if there's a stoppage, you see Canelo quitting. You see him quitting. I said in the corner. You said he might quit during the fight. And I know the round you're talking about. Bud threw the left, and Canelo rolled it, but he caught him. He backed off with his hands down, and he looked to the corner. Stormy, I know. You was like, oh, shit. It's happening. We were that close. You said exactly that.
Yep.
You said, do not be surprised if he quits. No knockdowns, nothing like that. If he quits. Brother, it almost happened. And I want to say, going in around 11, the corner looked fugazi. I was like looking like, is he about to quit? Going into 12, when the crowd got into it, Bud hit him. His head turned just like this. And he walked. He wasn't stunting. He was thinking about it. I don't want to deal with this shit. I can't do nothing. I'm losing. Nothing's happening. Nothing's worked. Because like Coach Hudson said, like Stormy said, like I said, this guy straight up and down, he has no plan B. Does he have another gear? You could say that.
And why do you think that I was able to ascertain that being a possibility? When you talk about intangibles, when you talk about the character of a fighter, when you talk about knowing what you're looking at across the ring. You see, I said these things. See, sometimes people, I say things behind the scenes that I don't say over the air. But when my brothers and sisters that I communicate with behind the scenes hear me say things, I always tell them, hey, just tell them what I said. I give you, it's right there. I talked about this. You know why? Because someone who has had favor and privilege, which are not the same thing, and has enjoyed the luxury of that for a duration, they become reliant upon that. They no longer even look to having to get certain things done on their own behalf because it's all been taken care of already. Thus, the Bivol loss. You see, that wasn't supposed to go like it was. Bivol wasn't supposed to smash the gas on his ass in the championship rounds and really go and try to secure the victory. Bud wasn't supposed to be available to do those things. When Bud turned it up in the middle rounds, particularly after that head clash, which was a butt by Canelo, by the way.
It was.
When Bud turned things up during that instance, Canelo was like, holy shit, wait a minute. This guy got fight in him. Yeah. Yeah.
It's everything we said. He was not prepared for this. We said that. He's never faced anyone. Look, Bivol outboxed him, but Bivol's not mean. He's not. Lara outboxed him, but he didn't have that mean streak or power to smash the gas on Canelo. Austin Trout, same thing. But you can't win against Canelo playing it careful. Bud was different. I'm going to outbox you. I'm going to outmuscle you. And if I see you in trouble, I'm going to get you. And if this was round 15, if this was 15 rounds, he gets, I'm telling you, Bud was going to get him. Bud was going to get him. Because in that round 12, you never seen Canelo like that.
Leg buckled. His leg buckled at least 3 times. At least
he was hurt. And you know what? If there was another 3 rounds after that, round 12 was around, he was going to quit. And salute to my brother Thomas. He says, Bud kept hitting him with the Chinga tu madre. Chinga tu madre. Guys, I got to skedaddle. Yo, look, no live stream tomorrow. I got something to handle early in the morning. I might do a pop-up live when I'm driving, but no official live. I might go live while I'm on the road, though. But Monkey Tuesday, oh, man, I'm telling y'all right now, it's more because we did we celebrated this fight because this was real boxing. And let me be clear. Canelo's a hell of a fighter. We just said Bud was better, and he proved it. That's all this is.
Yeah.
That's all this is. So I'm going to celebrate Bud's victory. I'm going to do a little bit tomorrow, but Monkey Tuesday, I'm letting y'all know right now, I'm going to get Mellow Yellow because he violated. He did another tweet and delete. He violated. So once again, I got to put Mellow Yellow on full blast. He asked for this. He needs to be quiet for the rest of the year, for the rest of his life. But he had the nerve to tweet and delete something crazy. The only way he can come back from this is if he says, yo, I was talking about Canelo, the glazing in Canelo. That's what I was talking about. But you weren't specific. And if I know better and I gotten to know this kid's moves, you're jealous of Bud, aren't you? You're jealous of a lot of people that look like you. You jealous of Bud?
Well, there's one thing he could try to do. He could try to get in the ring and settle it that way.
Yeah, fight Bud.
Yeah.
Fight Bud. Fight Bud at 168. Don't tell me you can't do it. You're about to fight Jake Paul. I want Bud versus Tank. That's how you settle it. Since everyone's glazing him now, right? Since what Bud has done, like we're just on his nuts now, right? It's no big feat, although you've never done it or anything close.
And since he want to term it as D-riding and he knows all about it, huh? Apparently, he's dancing in front of a camera, smacking on his own ass. He's doing it for somebody, so he might as well get in line and get on board, huh?
Bank
Davis.
Bud's undisputed in 3 weight classes, and this is what Tank has to celebrate. By the way, he never fought Devin, he ducked him. Okay? Oh, Monkey Tuesday is going to be fire. Y'all don't miss it. Salute to everyone in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Let me read, I got some Cash Apps for my brother, the Audacity Podcast. Let me read those. He said, remember on the panel when I said it was going to be a wash and everyone said I was crazy? I actually do. Who's having the last laugh now? My brother. And he's back in that Cash App. He said, was that a wash? Yes. Yes, it was oh my God. This was, man, these motherfuckers can't tell us nothing. Man, salute to y'all. No live tomorrow. Well, no conventional live. But yeah, salute to y'all and victory lap. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.